This episode is part of our Margaret River Beers series. Today's beer is Cowaramup Brewing Company Pilsener. Hello from Beer Australia Reviews, and today we will be sampling, tasting and reviewing some Cowaramup Brewing Company Pilsner. Cowaramup Brewing Company is another one of the Margaret River microbreweries that has sprung up in recent years. This one was established I think in 2006, and so it's actually one of the more longer established breweries, but it's also one of the smallest ones. Cowaramup itself is the town that's just north of Margaret River itself, and the locals call it Cowtown. And they cash in on this one. There's loads of cow sculptures around the place, and also it's a really nice place to go and visit for things like cafes and stuff. And also they have like a chocolate shop, which is really good. I recommend that you go there. Also, it's the home obviously to this brewery, so the brewery itself is not in the centre of town. It's a few kilometres inland, and it's set in a really nice location. If you go and visit, you've got views across the valley, and they do the usual sorts of, well, it's actually really high quality pub food and stuff. And they also have a few different beers that they do. I particularly like the Cowaramup Hefeweizen beer, the like a cloudy German style wheat beer. That one's really good. And this today is actually going to be the first time that I've tried this one. The last time we were in Margaret River, I bought this can from the brewery, brought it home, and it's been sitting there for a while in the fridge. So I've not actually tried Cowaramup Pilsner before. Lots of times when I do a beer review, I've sampled the beer before, or I've had it before in the past, so I know what I'm going to be getting. Pilsner beer is a lager, and the Pilsner is the lager that first originated in the, well, do we call it Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, a couple of hundred years ago in the town of Pilsen. You can still get a beer from there which is called Pilsner Urquell, that means it's the original Pilsner style beer. I am old enough to have actually drank the Pilsner Urquell before they joined the EU, and whilst it was still made inside this like rat-infested cellar. And that beer was just the best lager that there ever was, the original Pilsner Urquell. When the Czech Republic, Czechia, joined the EU, they had to change the production methods, and they went mostly stainless steel. And the beer itself lost some character. You win some, you lose some. Let's give this one a try. Let me have a read of what it says about this one. It says it's a 5% ABV, pale gold in colour, dense with a white head, German noble hop aroma with a hint of grayness, moderate bitter with a clean, crisp, refreshing finish. Australian pale malts. Also, you'll notice straight away with this one, this can is quite big. It's a 946 milliliter can, and that's actually a quart. So if you ever wondered why you can't fit a quart in a pint pot, it's because it's 946 milliliters, and a pint is 568, and it doesn't fit. So I don't know how easy or not this is going to be to open the can on camera, but let's give it a try. No, dangerous. Oh. Oh. Awkward. Very pale colour. Lots of head. Oh, we're losing some beer. This was always going to be an awkward pour. Oh, lots of aroma already. Okay. We're having some issues and incidents. That's an awkward beer to pour on camera. Okay, so now what are we looking for in this one? Pale gold in colour, yes it is. Dense white head, yeah, but it's breaking up a little bit now, the head. We've got lots of bubbles, lots of streams of bubbles, small bubbles. Looks really good. Noble hop aroma with a hint of grayness, moderate bitter, clean, refreshing taste. Oh, that's really nice. It's got like a lemony sort of a citrus hint at the very start. Oh, that's a really nice lager. It's so good when you get a craft beer style lager, because most of the lagers that are out there on the markets, they're just like made down to a price. If you try any of the Australian standard types of lagers, they're all made with basic ingredients and extracts and stuff. So when you come across one that's as good as this, it's just a better experience overall. Oh, there's a sherbety tang across the top of my mouth. Oh, that's an unusual one. I've tried a few of the other Margaret River Pilsner style beers and lagers and stuff in recent months, and each one of them has been good in its own different ways, and each one of them has been slightly different. I particularly like the Beer Farm lager, which is really lemony. This one is like a darker, deeper flavour than that one. Oh, it's a tangy sherbet sensation across the mouth. There's definitely some bitterness in the middle of this one. The flavour is definitely lingering with this, so it's not overly hopped like they say, but the hops in there give this one like a good balance. Oh, and also I'm starting now to get a little bit more bitterness in the form of some grapefruit. Now that's a really dark grapefruit as well, almost a citrus peel type of a flavour. Let's see what else I can get on this one. What do they say? Moderately bitter, clean, crisp, refreshing finish. I definitely agree with that one. It has like a light aroma. It has a sweet citrus aroma when you first put your nose in and have a smell. It feels like it's going to be like a really tarty one. The sherbet hits you either side, like a citrus acid sort of a sherbet sort of a taste, and then the bitterness stays for longer. After you've allowed it to settle in your mouth, you then start to get this grapefruit sort of a grapefruit peel sort of a note at the very back. This one is really interesting. You don't really associate a Pilsner style lager beer with lots of complexity, but the really pleasant surprise in having some of these Margaret River beers in recent months has just been how complex the Pilsners and the lagers have been. I have been more than impressed by each and every single one of them, and literally there is not a single one of the Margaret River lagers that I would not jump at having another can of, because they are really good. Sherbety lemony tang across the front, grapefruit bitterness and citrus peel across the back. That's a really unusual one. This one is just indicative of how far the beer making has come in recent months across Australia, because the craft beers, the ones who make beers on a small scale, it's always good. The other good thing about the Margaret River region from a beer point of view is just the climates, what they have. They get a decent amount of rainfall that they oftentimes collect in their own dams to use for making the beer and also for making the wine. Margaret River is the wine region in the southwest of Western Australia. I've not seen it yet, but I understand that they do have some hop growing in the Margaret River region, and some of the microbreweries are actually using locally harvested hops and fresh hops. That I'll have to seek this out and actually find out which of the Margaret River microbreweries actually use the fresh hops from the local region, because that will be an interesting beer to try. This one I 100% recommend. The only problem with the Cowaramup beers is they're not generally available around the place. I can't think I've actually seen them on sale in Perth. Unfortunately, you've got to go to the microbrewery itself and buy them, especially if you want one of these quart-sized cans, 946 millilitres, with a label that has some handwritten information on there as well. So it's a paper label, and it's got things like the date of production, the strength of the beer is marked in. Actually, on the can itself, it says it's 5.1%, even though on the website it says it's 5.0%. It's an interesting beer. It's interesting to get yourself a quart-sized can. I had not seen a quart-sized can before. I've seen litre-sized cans, I've seen various other sized cans, but a quart, that's a new one on me. Cowaramup Brewing Co. Pilsner from the Margaret River region in the southwest of Western Australia. Very tangy beer. Interesting. Give it a try. Thanks for watching.